everybody, this is Alyssa from Ink Arts and Crafts, and today Sushi and I, here's my Susu, she's like, what are you doing, Mom? And then Mochi in the background. Sushi and I are going to give you a tour of my studio, crafting space, office, whatever you want to call it. This is the space that I do all of my diamond painting, all of my crafting, all of my video, filming, editing, everything. I figured this would be a good video for you guys to kind of get a glimpse into the inside realm of my crafty life. What are you doing, Carcass? She's like, I want up there. She's purring at me. I'm holding the little paws. She's my baby. This is the Sushi baby. She's my Carcass. Hi, baby cat. Are you my spoiled baby? She's purring at me because she's so spoiled. Hi, little one. This is the baby. She's almost 3. She'll be 3 next month, yet she's still and always will be the baby. Are you not the baby? Hi. Oh, did you see something? Do I need to put you down so you can go investigate? Go on. All right, so we're going to take a little bit of a walk. I'm going to switch the viewpoint on this so you can see the other perspective. And we're going to take a look at my crafting space. I'm going to kind of go through a little bit of everything for you guys. And I have not cleaned, so you're seeing it how it is and how it is on a regular basis, which really isn't that bad. I do tend to keep it relatively organized because I like organized chaos. I like things to be organized. I do not like things to be all exploded out and chaotic, but at the same time, there's certain things, Mochi and Sushi, they're too funny. There's certain things that I let kind of build up, and then when it gets to be too chaotic, I go into I must organize and clean. So some stuff may look like it's chaotic, but at the end of the day, it totally works for me, and it's in its place for me. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at that and go from there. So I hope you guys enjoy being able to get that behind the scenes look at what my crafting space looks like. And I do have to say, I am super fortunate and super blessed by the space that I have. I know not everybody has that space. Some people don't have any space at all. And it's everybody has what works for them, and you use what you can. It's for me, I'm single, I don't have any kids, and I have, a 3-bedroom house to myself, which means that I can have, when I bought this house, I actually went through it, and one of the huge selling points for me for this house was actually this room that I'm in right now. This bedroom was probably the biggest selling point for me for this house. I could just picture this being my office, my studio, my art space, and that's what really made me buy this house here, because it's such an incredible space. And it's one of the sad things is that I don't get this space. Sorry, Sushi just jumped off of the ladder. I don't get this space forever because I move every 2 to 3 years. So in another 1.5 years, I won't have this space anymore. I'll have somewhere else that I will be going, and then I get to kind of start the process and, figure out how I want it to look and all of that all over again, which is always kind of when you have a space where you're I really like the space. I really like certain aspects of it, but it's now if we could just transplant this house to Hawaii, where I plan on retiring, it would be perfect, because my Hawaii house is nowhere near as big as this one. And my crafting space on my Hawaii house is probably 1/3 of the size as the space that I have in this house. So I know how fortunate I am to have this space. Some people don't have any space at all, or it's you have to want to diamond paint, and guess what? You grab your stuff and you go sit at the kitchen table and you diamond paint, or you're sitting on the couch and diamond painting, and that's completely fine. I recognize that not everybody is fortunate enough to have a space like this, and that's one of the things. It's such a huge blessing to have this space that I can utilize, but it's also not a space that I will always have, because when I go somewhere when I move back to Hawaii, when I retire, the space that I'm gonna have there is, like I said, literally 1/3 of the size of the space that I have in this room. I will have 1/3 of this size for my space in my house in Hawaii, which then it's okay, how am I going to make everything fit? Because it definitely will not fit in the small bedroom that's my crafting bedroom in Hawaii. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of the tour and kind of go over everything and go from there. So yes, hang tight for the fun of it. All right. We're going to come around this way and turn it around. All right, so basically, this is going to be the fun thing of trying to take a look at it. So as you walk in, I'm now standing in the doorway. So this is my doorway, and granted, I'm using a camera that has a really wide angle, so it looks a whole heck of a lot bigger than it is. If you want dimensions, it's roughly a 12 by 24 foot room, which is what's so crazy massive about it. So this is one of the bedrooms. As I come into the bedroom, you can see this is the door, and on my door, I have my, cat ladder, because the girls need a ladder. So I have the cat ladder there on the left side. And then when you come in on the right is, where I have my cat tower, because the girls have to have their space. So over here on the right side, when I come in, that's where you're going to see the cat tree. I always have a foam roller for my back. And this is probably half of my hoard right here. So these are all of the smaller sized Diamond Art Clubs, kind of that generic box that's like 50 by 70s, which makes me super happy. I love that size point. And then this is all of my smaller box. Anything that's smaller than the 50 by 70 is in these tubs. So that's all of like, I have some of my, those are like a lot of my Diamond Artisan Shop, my smaller Diamond Art Clubs, smaller Jaded Gem Shops, Make Markets, Leisure Arts, all of the smaller ones that are less than like, if it's a Jaded Gem Shop that's like less than a 45 by 60, the majority of those are all right in here. It just had to have less than a 45 on one side. My main hoard of Diamond Art Clubs is right there. And then as you look, I have this massive, massive closet right there. It's not very deep, but it's perfectly wide. Like that's like a good over 4 feet right there. So each of those doors is over 4 feet wide. And then you can see on the floor, those diamond paintings on the floor, that is my pile of kits. That's where I pile all of the kits that I get that arrive over the course of the month. They pile there until the end of the month. And that's when I will then, do my unboxing video at the beginning of the new month. So those are all of the kits that I have received so far in the month of May, because we're in May. So that's everything I've received so far in the month of May, which right now I'm doing really good because I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 3 of those 6 are small kind, snacky size type things. So that's one of those things. I'll show you my closet in a little bit. So now we're going to come over here to this space. So right now, I have 26 canvases. I'm doing the 26 for 26. So normally I don't have like towers, like stuff sitting on the floor like this. I keep everything kitted up to fit inside one of those towers that Nicole over at Shire Shenanigans talked me into getting, which I love. So that fits 12 of the Elizabeth Ward or the Elizabeth Ward knockoff, because I have a combination of both, knockoff containers. 12 of those fit in that tower, which I love. So those all have kits in them. And then I love my minis for small containers. And that's my overflow, that once I finish this challenge and finish those canvases that are in my overflow, which are the 2 Diamond Art Clubs, and then the 3 of the, that's actually the storage I use for my spare drills and my special drills. I'm just currently using the extra storages for my spare and special drills for kitting up canvases so I could kit up all 26 things. So as I finish some of those kits, I will be removing them from those storages because that's not their initial purpose. I do not like working out of those containers. I am literally a Elizabeth Ward like purist when it comes to kits that I storage wise. And then these 2 bags right there, those are overflow drills as I started running out of space in my containers. Those are all of like, if I had, 5 bags of 310, well, there may only be 2 bags of 310 in the container. And then the other bags of 310 are in there for that. So that's my main storage. I'm like, come on, why are you not like, there we go. I'm like trying to get my gimbal to do what I want it to do. So that's that area. And then you can see right here, I have this tower of drawers that I keep a lot of my accessories in. On top of it, I keep the handful of pens that don't really fit. I'll open the drawers and show you the drawers in a moment. But these are the pens that are fancy or don't really fit inside of my normal pen storage that I use. So like these are ones that have captive rings, like here's a captive ring, here's captive rings, or they have gems and diamonds in locations that could potentially come off, or like these fancy flowers on this peachy keen pens. Another the captive ring, diamonds in the middle, diamonds, and I don't want the diamonds or anything to come off with how I store because the storage kind of compresses right there in the center. I have a couple random little cover minders here. I do keep that, like, these are things that I need to just get rid of. I use these ink pens when I have a really big canvas and I'm rolling the canvas. I actually hold the canvas in place. I don't have clips, so I'd have been just using the pens to hold the canvas in place so it doesn't unroll on my easel. And then these are my current cross-stitch projects. I typically have those stored right here in this vertical spot. So, like, this one is my Snail's Hollow stitch along, and that one is from Stitch Crypt. This right here is like small cross stitch projects. I keep them in here. I have a couple Mill Hill butterfly kits in there. And then this one right here is a long dog. So it's basically you use the same color floss for the entirety of the project. I have not made much progress on it. I've literally done that much. But it's kind of one of those things where if I'm caught up on my other projects, then I'll come over and work on this. And I decided to add interest. I'm using this variegated floss that's custom, like hand dyed from a place over in Los Angeles. And I thought it was such a gorgeous floss. So I like that, kind of like that combination of colors with this nice light grayish toned fabric. So those are my cross stitch projects, like the active whips for storage, they go there. This is where I've been storing all of my extra, all of my floss. I do not want to get more than this one container. I hate bobbinating floss. It just drives me bonkers because this is how I like to work off of them, like this. So I end up throwing, you can see here, I end up throwing the extra leftover just like this, still in its shape, because that's what just works for me. But I need to actually condense this down and put multiple skeins in each of these drawers. So this is stuff from projects that I have finished that I need to kit down. That's what those are for that. This is where I put any enhancement sets that I have going for projects. So these are my enhancements for Happy Flowers Blue Vase. I have them right in here for the enhancements. And then in the tray down below is where I'm going to have the key of what I'm replacing with what. But that's Happy Flowers Blue Vase. And then this is Fushimi Inari. These are the drills for Fushimi Inari. These ones just came in today, so that makes my heart super happy. So now I'm good to go because I need to finish that section. But that's this corner right here. Oh yes, I need to go over the drawers. So in my drawers, I kind of have, we're going to go ahead and take like a drawer by drawer look for you all. So the top drawer, I actually just thinned out my putty and wax hoard. So this is all I'm keeping of all of the waxes that I had in putty. That's all my waxes. This right here these are the Diamond Art Club sticker sheets from their new way of doing their sticker sheets. So these are squares, and you can see most of these squares. A lot of them are my Yume ones. So this is squares right here. I'm not going to worry about closing it. So I have squares, squares, round, round. And I'm basically, if I cannot let myself fill up each, like if I fill up both of those, then I'm not allowed to buy any more canvases because they need to only fit in these things for that. But that's where I keep those. This drawer right here has my old logbooks. So I have my first and my second logbook from, I'm on my third logbook. So this is if I want to like look back through and see what I've worked on. These are my logbooks. So this is the second, that's the first one. This is the second one. I do have an anti-static spray in there. And then my roller lives right here. So this is my roller when I finish a section. And when I'm kitting up, this is what I use. This one from Bella Art de Nicole and that tray from TP with Sparklers. That's my kit up space. And then this is where I keep extra like pen tips and multi-placers and single placers. That's on this little bento box is I think what they called it. That's also from Bella Art de Nicole. And then I have some special drills. These are like the funky shaped specials that are sets. So you can see there, these are some of the slivers and sliverettes. These are quad cubes right there. I've got some miscellaneous shaped ones right here. And then those are half pearls in that one right there. So I keep, these ones are more of ones that I can utilize with rounds. This drawer, that has my Treasure Quest cards in it. And then this is if I'm working on a kit that does not come with a sticker sheet. This is how I would turn the legend into a sticker sheet right there. I gotta turn my glasses off so I don't tap them. But that's all my Treasure Quest cards from Diamond Art Club. And then this one, I just cleaned out some stuff. So this is the extra 310 for my cross stitch conversion. So it didn't fit in the tray that's sitting in there. So I put the extra 310 because it was like 3 big bags of 310. So I have it stored right there for that one. This is just like, extra like gift size baggies. If I need an organza baggie for something, and then glue sticks. So some of the stuff in here is miscellaneous. Here are some, gift bags if I'm doing gift type stuff. Let me pull this out so we can take a look at this bottom drawer. And then down here, this is kind of some miscellaneous stuff. So I have some tissue paper. This right here is my DMC card for the different colors. So if I want to like plan out a color swap, this is what I use, is this right here. And then I have basically like DMC color things in there to like plan out color swaps and enhancements and things like that. So that's what I have in this drawer on that side. which I need to, there we go. So anyways, that's where we have for those. And then as I come over here, this bottom drawer, I have more of my special enhancement sets. So like this is like like the tiny pearls for squares is what this one is. And then I have my fancy dots. So these work for rounds. So fancy dots are basically, you know, they're like half pearl. They're like a quad cube, but it's round. And then I have big sparklers for, these are basically the pearls for like those big fancy dots, but for squares. So they're smaller. And then I have these ones are some miscellaneous ones. So I have some sparklers for squares in here. And then the last one is my more of like the miscellaneous different size. So there's some sparklers for squares and then the bubbles for squares. Hi, Carcass. She just squeaked at me. So there are those. So I keep these in here. In this drawer is mostly squares and the other drawer was mostly rounds. This drawer is where I keep kind of some of my enhancement sets. So these are enhancements that I have purchased for specific projects. Like this one right here is for Pretty in Pastel, which is a Dreamer Designs Romy Lerda canvas. So when I work on that one, I have my enhancement set for that. Same thing, I have this one for Balancing Act, which is a Richard Lorenz, super cute one. And then I have this one right here. Actually, how am I not using this? So I actually got this for the canvas. I'm actually working on that canvas right now. So hopefully I haven't worked too far because I completely forgot I had this. So good thing I'm doing this because I have one section done on this canvas already. I'll show it to you in a minute, a little bit later. But so I'm glad I looked through there because I forgot to mark that I had that enhancement set. So we're gonna pull that out because I'm actually working on that canvas right now. Good call, Alyssa, goodness. And then this is for two of my, this is for Petals Fall and I think In This Moment, but two Yume canvases. One is round and one is square, which is why it's easy to tell them apart. But those are the enhancements I planned for those two canvases. And then right here is where I keep the majority of my 3D sticker scenes. I have used this piece of plastic. This is my like sort through like building stickers piece of plastic. And then I have these organized by like style and size in here. So it's very organized, even though it doesn't look like it. That's very organized. Above that, this is where I keep all of my my wax melts. So these are my soy wax melts that I use in my wax melter because I can't do candles since I have cats. That cause chaos. So I use these. And you can see once I've kind of used up the smell, I delete it. Or I throw it away. I don't delete it. I throw away the extra because it lost its smell. And then this is my putty. And as you can see, if you watched my video on Tuesday where I went over my putty hoard and my wax hoard, you can see this is what I have for what I'm keeping here, and I removed the stuff that I'm destashing. But this is my putty, which I have really downsized my putty hoard. It's literally just this. At one point, I had all three of these full of putty. But that is the corner. This is going to be a long video for you guys. Now we come over here. This is my main diamond painting space. I'm going to back up so you can see it, and you can see Sushi sitting on my chair. Come on. I got to get the camera to do what I want it to do. All right. So as you can see, Sushi is supervising. That is my foot warmer. That's like I can slide my feet in there to warm them because I hate cold feet. It can be like 80 degrees in the house, and my feet will be cold, and I will have my feet on the heating pad. Also, case in point, my cats are also the same way. That's a heating pad for the cats. They like to lay there. And that's Sushi's nest right there. That's where she spends the majority of her time sleeping. Huh, baby? What? Really? Are you being... No, you do not need treats. That's a treat bag that she just shoved her face into. No, you do not. Cuteness. Anyways, I was finding that I was having a lot of back pain, like shoulder blade pain when I was diamond painting. And a lot of that was attributable to the chair that I was using. So I found this one. This is a Herman Miller office chair. I found that one on Amazon Market or like Facebook Marketplace for like a fraction of the cost of what they are brand new. So these are usually like $1,200 to $1,500 brand new. This is the same ones that I always have at work. And I have got to say that was the best investment I ever did. Do not buy these brand new. If you want a chair like this, do not buy it brand new. There is no reason to pay full price for this chair. And this is a chair that will last me for forever. Do not pay full price for this chair. You can find it on Facebook Marketplace from people that buy them for companies that are going out of business, and then they'll resell them for usually a few $100s, which is definitely the most that I would pay for it, knowing that you can get these for a few $100. And then of course my actual diamond painting station. So this is where I do all of the work and the magic happens right here. So I usually turn on that light to get some like ambient light around me. And then I have my desk lamp, which kind of lights up my drills right here. And then I have my light pad, which then, you know, you can see that's how big my light pad is. So this canvas is basically a 50 by 70. It's a 46 by 70 for this canvas right here. So you can see how I love that 50 by 70 size point, because for me that works perfectly on my desk, because I use, you know, my light pad, which I think this is an A2, and then I have my easel. And I do have, for the really big canvases, these pieces of cardboard that I pull up. So if I'm working on one of those massive landscapes, then I'll pull the cardboard up to help support it, since I work sideways. This is how I always work, sideways. And then these right here, I have 2 of these paperweights. I use these to kind of help hold the canvas in place on the lip of the easel. As you can see, this is the setup that I normally do. So as you can see, I set it up where this is where my phone is right there. So I have it set there. And then after that, I also, you know, I have it set there on the phone, but with my phone, so I can like watch shows while I'm diamond painting. Usually I would have this like slid over, and then it would be like that. And that's how I would like watch shows while I'm diamond painting, because then I'm working on, you know, a section right there. And then I always, when I'm working on this first half, all of my canvases get turned sideways. When I'm working on the first half, I do use cover minders, and I will pretty much almost always use a Shire Shenanigans cover minder. So that's kind of where I do. This is where I keep all of my washi. My washi is not allowed to expand past these 2 containers. So these are both storage containers that I purchased off of Amazon. And you can see they have like the 3 rows for the washi. So this is where I store my washi. My easel actually has behind it is like anchored so it can't push against the wall. And the girls love sitting right here and staring out the window. If you hear me yelling at them about get out of the blinds, it's usually because they're sticking their faces through these blinds right here to look out the window. Because of course, it's not close enough to sit here and have the face here. They need to have the face here. Because of course, that makes perfect cat logic. I did get this, this thing. This is like a foam thing that I have with the adhesive on it that I have stuck to the edge of my desk. And that's because I usually have my forearm resting right there while I'm holding my tray to do my diamond painting. So that's my setup that I have for my actual diamond painting station. In case you're curious of how I work, that's what I do, because I hold my easel in my hand. Now we're going to come over here, and usually I'll take this chair and I'll rotate it between the 2. This setup right here, this is my main filming setup. So if you wonder how I do my filming, it's usually right here. So I have my main filming tripod right there. And then I have my 2 ring lights to make sure I get enough light for you guys, and also because I like to be able to see things. This is where I do my filming, my editing. So, you know, I've got my iPad, which is what I use for everything. Also, when I'm working on my pixels, I usually have my pixel sitting right here on this desk. Underneath it is the massive behemoth that is my Nostalgic Tarot cross-stitch conversion. So that is sitting underneath, and you can see how big that is. It is huge. This is like basically like 5 feet, it's like almost 5 feet wide for that there. And we have a cord jungle underneath. And then that has like a lot of those drawers I use to store like a lot of my painting stuff and miscellaneous electronic-y stuff. But that right there is where I do all of my filming, all of my editing. I do my pixels there. And I also use like this corner right here for cross stitching. So you can see this is where I've got a cross stitch that I'm working on right now. So I have the project bag, and then I have the colors that the floss I'm working on. And then I'll put the stand right here, and I'll move my iPad over to right there so that the stand can sit there, and I'll sit there and work, because then I can use this light to give myself plenty of light with that Canva lamp. And then I keep some of my favorite cover minders right up here. Same thing, I have a couple of my favorites, like there's my Lucky Cat. Here is my nameplate, Mink Arts and Crafts right there. And then I have a couple other favorites sitting over here, which includes my other Lucky Cat, Sparkle and Shine Retreat, this little dragon, and extra magnets if I need them. I've got them right there. And then my pens are right there. This is my logbook. So my main logbook, my cross-stitch logbook, glasses, of course. And then I have like right here in the corner, I always have like a random paper towel there. That's like my I keep my extra tweezers, chapstick, like X-Acto knife, scissors, all of that gets stored right there. So that's where those go. And then as we come around, this desk right here actually is a high-low desk, so it goes up and down. So you can see how I can raise this one up. This is what I use. This desk right here is my Chinese brush painting desk. So this is the desk I use when I'm actually doing my brush painting. So this I just store here when I'm not cross stitching, but normally I work on this over here. But that sits like right there where my iPad is where this will sit. And then I do my brush painting over here on this desk because I typically stand for my brush painting. So you can see I tend to use this chair over here because I don't really sit for brush painting. I stand. And then of course you have trash. This was Mylan's, my dog that I lost a couple years ago. This was like her bed. I still have it because Mochi loves it. So that's why I still have it there. And then I have, Mochi's box. So in case you wondered how tiny this box is, this is Mochi's box. It is not a very big box. So you can see it's a small box, but that's her box. And then this is my brush painting setup. So there's, I need to file these. These are a couple, like a new pen and a new putty picker that I got at the day retreat. But here is all of my brushes for my brush paintings. This is what I mix colors in, and then that's what I put my ink in. And then I have 2 waters, one fresh or one dirty water, one clean water usually. And those are all of my paints, my active paints, and then the ink is in the back corner. But that's where I keep all of my brush painting stuff. You actually brush paint on top of like a felt. So this right here gets unrolled and goes across the desk to protect the desk so I don't get paint on the desk. And then this is where I take notes when I'm doing my brush painting classes. This is my notebook where I take notes and everything in. So those are like my little sketches and drawings in case you wondered. I kind of take like sketchy notes when I'm doing stuff during class because that's, how I learn. But that right there is my notebooks. And I just bought this floss. This is for a project that I want to start. So I just need to pull it out and start working on it for that. This is like when I have downtime in my painting class, I end up pulling this out and working on this. This is needlepoint, and I am not a fan. I feel like the thread on this is too stretchy. It's like a stretchy yarn, and I don't like the stretchy yarn. But I've been working on it. I have 1 flower, 1 tulip done, and I'm working on this tulip here. And I have the green leaves and stems done, so I just need to finish the flowers, and then I can work on the background. My scale for any time I destash anything, I have to be able to weigh it. So that is my postage stamp one. We're going to move that because that's like tax information. And then that right there is going to be sorry, Sushi. That's my printer. So my label maker printer. So if I'm printing something for destash, I just use this, my own printer thing for it. Really not something that's like super expensive. To pick up the here and here for those. If you're shipping things on a regular basis, I highly recommend getting a Bluetooth printer or Wi-Fi, like a Bluetooth printer, and then a actual postage stamp. This has all of my brush painting supplies in it, so I have extra brushes, paints, everything else. So that's where I'll store, like here is if I want to make my own custom seals or stamps. That's what this is right here. So that's the custom stamp side. Here you can see I have all of my extra brushes for my brush paintings. So that's right in there. And then I have other stuff like this has got all my paints in it. So there's my paints that I use for my brush painting. And then over here, this is more like art stuff. So I have more papers in here. This is some paintings that I've done like right down in here. And then I also have some of the stuff that I use for resin, which I haven't touched resin in a hot minute. So you can see these are some of the paintings that I have done in the past that are already mounted. This is Mounted Works. So those are ready for me to like sell and get rid of, but I'm really bad at doing the marketing and selling of things. But I have more of that painting type stuff. This is me attempting to do watercolor, which is not my forte. I do not enjoy regular American watercolor. I did some trees. My mom tries to teach me and it just does not go well. But I did some trees right there. And then here is, some like little moody clouds. I'm not a fan of how these turned out. But I do like how this one turned out, this like city scene. That one was cute, but definitely not my favorite. And then this was another one that I painted for that city scene right there. with the bust. So I kind of like how parts of them turned out. This was kind of doing like a freestyle with my mom for that there. That one was just, you know, practicing gradients of color. And here was another, like, really, really bad one right there. And then I have, like, I think this has some of my actual sketching in it. These have some sketching stuff, my drawing stuff, which I should probably, like, showcase that at some point. But more more painting stuff. Here is doing some acrylics. These are a couple little acrylic paintings that I did a hot minute ago. I did that little one there, and then this one here. Those are a couple places in Hawaii. So that's, you know, these are places that, you know, I would see on a regular basis in Hawaii for those. So we're not going to go through all of those drawers. This is where I keep all of my trinket trays. So I have all of my fun trinket trays that I use to hold my pens beside my work area. A bit on my diamond painting side, that's where I keep those. And I got this is like a phone holder thing that I got off of Temu that you put together and work on. I do have some random art on the floor down here, which are things that I have yet to hang up because I'm a slacker and have not hung up any art in this room, which is crazy and mind-boggling because I love my art. There's another filming arm if I'm doing a vertical size. This right here has become like Mochi's chair. Those are my Oodies. So I have a pair of sweatpants, and then I have 1, 2, 3. I have 4 Oodies. Wait, no, that's 3. 1, 2, 3 Oodies right here, which are like basically hoodie blankets, but they're right here. And normally Mochi like nests in them. So you can see there's kind of like a little cat hole where Mochi creates a little nest because she's always cold. So there's that. And then I have, you know, my wall of National Geographics. And when I say my wall of National Geographics, I literally mean my wall of National Geographics. This is every National Geographic from like 1936 to present day right there. And then on top of it, those are my K-pop albums from some of my favorite artists. And then I have my artwork, my mom's artwork. So you can see there is my Mylan baby. So that was my dog. And then there's the sushi, the carcass right there. And then there is little Momo. So that is, you know, there's an old Momo, Momo when she was a baby. And then to the right is the one that my mom just finished painting of Momo at present. And there is Sushi's like very intense little face. And then Mylan, my baby girl. That was my pug, my girl. So, oh my goodness, there you are. What are you doing? Hi, Mochi. Are you a pretty girl? Momo. Mochi. Hi, baby girl. She's like, what, Mama, what? So there's my Momorels. So that is the corner. And then right here, this is what I use to store all of my diamond paintings in. So these are map drawers. I like that one is my favorite one. When I move, I probably will at some point get rid of this one right here because it looks like it's bigger, but it's really not. It was a custom made one that I bought off of like Facebook Marketplace for like a steal. So you can see like the drawers, it's very, very like well made, but at the same time, it's not as wide or as deep this way as I was expecting. So it doesn't give me that much more space than what I have down here. So this is where I keep all of my diamond paintings. And right now, those are all of my whips that I am, as I work on them, I will finish a section and pop them right up there. Because I've been finding that easier to get to when I have that number of whips. The top of this is just like Chaos Central. That has like gifts for people. It has like other little random crafty projects that I just picked up and I want to work on. It has my other cross stitch project that I'm doing. This is a like a stamped cross stitch. I've never done one before. I've done that corner. So I'm working on that one nice and slow. That's a huge one. My pixels, this is where I put any packages that I need to unbox, go up here. Hi, Carcass. This is my old chair, but it's like, I haven't bothered getting rid of it because like when my mom comes over, my mom uses this chair. Hi, Carcass. So that's like the chair that my mom ends up using. So I haven't gotten rid of it. And then this is mangas, my manga tower right there. And then we have more mangas and comic books, graphic novels, all right in here. There's my wax melter, my wax warmer, whatever you want to call it. And then these are brush painting books. So all of those there in the bottom shelf are all brush painting books for different techniques and things like that. And then, of course, I have all of my fun things that I love sitting right here. So here's my Kokeshi dolls right down through here, which some of them are ones I actually got in Japan when I lived there. I have some of my little figurines, my Ghibli, some Ghibli things in there. Here are my cover minders. So I did condense down cover minders. These are the ones that are not on my fridge. And then I have like my Labubus, my Puckies. Here's like my little Pucky collection right here. That one's my favorite right there. My Puckies, my Labubus, those are all right here. And then over here, this is kind of like the catch-all. So this is the Lego sets that I have gotten from like gifts and things like that for my parents and my brother over the last few years, or ones that I have bought that I need to actually assemble and put together, but I have to be in the mood to do it. And I just picked up this set of books. This is Witch Hat Atelier, which is a manga set for Witch Hat Atelier. That's the first 6 books in the set of the series, and then there also is an anime out for it. On the back of the door, I actually keep, so I normally keep my whips on the back of my door hanging on like the clothes hangers, but you can see how this kind of rolls like this, which is fine if you only have a section down here. But once you have a section up here at the top, or you've done half of it, it starts to roll the edge and then it causes issues. So this is the one that I started that I actually need to pull some drills off of because I forgot that I had specials for it. Yeah, so at least it's only that one section, and it's probably just going to be some of the greens. So I just have to see and pick some drills off and go from there. Yay, me. At least it's not a whole bunch that I have finished before I found the enhancements. But anyways, this is where I keep, these are the whips that I've only gone through once and have not been rolled by the whip wheel. So they all have a section done on them. As you can see, they've got that like bottom right section, but I need to like, as they get rolled from the whip wheel, I take and I move them over there. Unless it's like Song of the Moon is going to stay here because it's so big it won't fit on top of there. But that is the main like space. Now we're going to come in and take a look at my closet. So I have a chaos demon, so she can't get into the closet. I have a baby lock on it, go figure. So we're going to look at this side of the closet, and then we're going to look at the other side. So this side of the closet is my specials, and what's really funny is Sushi is making a break for the closet door because she wants in the closet. No, baby. No, I will grab your little carcass butt. Oh, all right, sorry for the little whiplash. So in this side of the closet, I have this shelf, which I keep all of my special drills on my spare drills and my special drills. So I have my spare drills up top, and then the blank space you see right here and there is for my specials, my round specials, which I have pulled out because I have some of the containers taken out. And if I have containers taken out, I'm not going to put these back because I store them on end. So you can see the container sitting in front of it right here. So that's that. Let me move the cat and put her down. Get up there. Thank you, Carcass. There's like random miscellaneous stuff down in here. This is like other random crafts. Those are where I store all of my completed like mini dazzles, paint gems in these like little portfolio books. And then I have coloring books and coloring stuff right up here. That's where I keep coloring books and coloring stuff. We are not going in the closet. And then that is where I keep, you can see down here, I have a bunch of paper. No, Sushi, we're not going in the closet. No. I have a bunch of paper, which is what I use for brush painting. It's rice paper. And then that whole tub is more rice paper. And then I have this is my cross-stitch stuff right there on the shelf. But other than that, and then the bottom is like random miscellaneous crafty things. So that's that side of the closet. And now we're going to look at the other side. Move, Carcass. Oh, you're ridiculous. Oh, now I have a tail in my face. Oh my goodness, it's a tail in my face, Carcass. So this is oh my gosh, Sushi. This is the, you are not going in there. Hi, baby. Diamond painting side of my hoard. Carcass. So as I zoom out, you can see I've made progress with some of the destashing. So I don't have as many of the big ones. So that I used to have 2 of these laundry bags full of canvases. Now I'm down to just 1. Those are finishes that are too big for my drawers, so I store them there. No, Carcass, you do not need to go up there. And then on the bottom, you can see those are the massive diamond art clubs, which thankfully that's the extent of what I have for massive diamond art clubs. And I'm trying to keep that number low. I would much rather have more of these and less of those. And then I have my other small shops right there. So the ones without bags are typically the Muni Made canvases. Most of those are Muni Made. And then other than the Muni Made, you can see I have all sorts of ones, like a lot of Jaded Gem shops, Diamond Artisan Shop. Diamond Delights are also in like the baggies. Like here's a Diamond Delights right here. You are not going in the closet, turd. And then you can see more of them coming up because I need to, you know, I have a lot of stuff right now. I have not moved any of these into the tubs. And then as we come up, random stuff up top that I can't really reach unless I really need it. So it's stuff I don't use. And then those are my pens. I have my, over there, like yearbooks and photo albums in the corner up there. But I keep my pen collection in those. And then I have my minis right in here for that. And then just extra storage up there. But that's basically what I have in the closet. So we're going to go ahead and whoop, turn it around. Okay. So I'm going to close that. So that's essentially, I know, I'm sorry if you get like motion sickness from all the moving that we did, but there's no good way to show everything without kind of doing the movement. But that is my space. And this is like Sushi's favorite thing to do is to climb on top of the diamond painting tower, which is why they're at an angle like that. Because then Sushi can climb up there and attempt to get into the closet. Because that's what she wants. She wants in my closet because she's not allowed in there. So yes, that is the diamond painting space that I have. Like I said, I am super fortunate. I have an amazing, you know, crafty space for diamond painting. And that's basically, we just took a look at it. And now I'm like, I can't believe that I forgot that I had these drills right here and that I was going to do these as an enhancement. So now I need to pull up the enhancement suggestion and figure out what I need to replace from what I've already placed on the canvas, which is going to be time consuming. But I'm glad I realized it now when I only had one section done and it was a skinny section versus later when I had more of it done. So fun. But 9 things right here. Yeah, I need to plan that out and figure it out. But other than that, that's basically, we just went through my workspace. You guys got to see the, you know, like my craft room. So if you're excited to get a little bit of a look, you can see I'm sitting in over here on the right side. I have my 3 desks right in front of me. The back side, the closet is to my right. And then to the left is the rest of the room going down. I do move the cats off of, I do move the Oodies off of the blanket or the chair in the corner over there. That's got all the Oodies on it right there. I do move the Oodies off of it and then actually, you know, like actually sit in the chair and read. And do stuff. I have not gotten around to being able to actually sit in the chair and cross stitch because of this little chaos demon right here. But no, we are not going to beat up on my closet. No. She's like, I want in the closet. So she goes over to the door and beats on the door because she can. Hi, baby. Hi, little carcass. Hey, fat thing. Little fat thing. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that inner look at the craziness that is my crafty space. And here is... So you get a little bit of a tour of my craft room. Like I said, I'm really fortunate because it's only me. So I have like the entire space to myself. Look at this cutie patootie. Hi, baby. What, Purple? Are you my girlfriend? Are you a pretty carcass? Are you a pretty carcass? Susu? Boop. Boop, boop, boop. She's a pretty carcass. But just a baby. Anywho, I'm going to let you guys go now. So I hope you enjoyed it. And, you know, if you wanted to see what my crafty space looked like, then you got to see it. I pretty much spend more time in here than pretty much any other room in my house. I would love to be able to just like sit on my couch, and I wouldn't be able to diamond paint because I like my easel too much, but I would love to be able to sit on the couch and cross stitch on the couch. I do not actually own a TV, so it's like I wouldn't be sitting on the couch and watching TV. I would love to sit on the couch more in the living room and in my bonus room. Because I have 2 couches normally for my living room. I built them myself, so it's not like I have these big massive couches. They're the size of a twin size mattress. But I have 2 of them. But the way my living room here is smaller, so this room is larger than my living room. My living room is a little bit smaller, so it only fits 1 couch with how the windows and the door is set up. So I have the other one in like my bonus room, which is like my workout room. I.e. I have a yoga mat on the floor in that room. But yes, so that's really like, you know, essentially my space. You guys got to see what it looks like, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.